certain things will kill your relationship, no matter what form of a relationship you are. Hi everybody, welcome to With Blue Talk. Today we're going to talk about certain areas in our lives that can easily ruin any form of relationship that we are in or we're going to be in. Okay, the first point is learn not to bring your past into your present. You know, sometimes when you had a broken relationship in the past and you get involved in another relationship and you bring the hurt or the past into the present one, the tendency is you're going to ruin the present relationship because you've not really dealt with the issues within you that ruined your previous relationship. When we spend time to develop ourselves and see the areas that we need to work on, you're able to go in a relationship whole rather than broken. Rather than looking for that relationship or looking for that friend or that person to complete you, you will come complete and empowered. Any issues that we have gone through in life actually needs to empower us to become somebody better. It needs to bring the best out of us if we want it to be, because it's a choice. The next area that will ruin any relationship is when we start to compare. Comparison is not the best when you compare somebody to somebody, when you compare something to somebody. It's not always the best. I mean, there are comparisons where you can easily joke around and everything, but when you constantly do it, or you're comparing that person, or you're saying horrible things to that person because you're comparing them to either a girlfriend that you would want to have or a friend that you would rather be with rather with them. Nobody likes that. Nobody likes to be seen in any relationship as number 5 or even number 2. You know, in life we all run a race and run the race to win it and to be first, not to be second, because sometimes in life nobody remembers second. They always remember number 1. And that's why we all want to be the best in anything we do. And if you're in a relationship with somebody or thinking of going into one, and you're constantly comparing that person to somebody else, what's the point actually being in a relationship with that person? Because you need to work with yourself and ask certain questions about yourself, which brings me to the point of insecurity. It can only be an area of insecurity in you that will make you compare somebody to, or compare yourself to somebody, or compare somebody to somebody. Because we all, the manual of life, I read, says we're beautifully and wonderfully made. You cannot make anybody, so why compare them? You know, it's like me looking at apples and oranges and saying, I want an apple, but I really want the orange to become an apple. They're all fruitsy and working. If you love oranges, take your oranges and enjoy it. If you love apples, take your apples and enjoy it. So find out why you're with that person. Instead of comparing them, get to bring the best out of that person. And sometimes comparison could be good, in the sense that you've seen something that you really like, and you want that person also, which will only enhance the person. It's nice then to say, you know what, I want you to work to get to that level. So it gives them an encouragement, gives them a boost, rather than that creating a point of insecurity within the person, because the person is thinking, I'm not that good. And because of insecurity, it brings a lot of fear in a relationship. Insecurity is not where anybody, I'm going to talk about insecurity in another video properly, but this I'm just going through areas that will affect us if we take it into a relationship. And the other area that will kill your relationship, it's overcompensation. When you overcompromise, when you over giving into things because you want to make that person happy, not actually giving in because you want to give in, but you're giving in to meet an objective of another person. That to me is another form of manipulation. You're manipulating that person, or you're manipulating the situation for your own need. And sometimes it always backfires, because after giving and giving and giving, and the person is assuming you're giving freely. And when you start wanting, it's not there. It's going to bring a lot of issues. And sometimes over compromise is not good, because compromise is always good when you two enhancing one another and you're compromising with the same direction and the same goal. That's fine. But when you're doing it to satisfy one person's goal, it's not always good, because the tendency is down the line you would resent that person. There'll come a lot of resentment within that person, and you're thinking, I did all of this and this is what you pay me back, and I've given up my goals in life for you, and this is the result I get back. And that will ruin any relationship, because relationships for me, it's enhancing, giving and taking, and sacrificing for one another. It's not one person overdoing it or one person doing it and the other person can't be bothered. With such situations, it brings a whole lot of, the next point I'm going to talk about is trust. It brings a whole lot of distrust in that relationship. Where there is distrust in a relationship, where trust has been broken in the relationships, it takes both parties to work it back. If that is not done, it's impossible for that relationship to carry on. And you need to deal, because there is a reason why that trust was broken in the first place. Is it something about you? Or is it something about that person that you really didn't agree with? The best form is communication. Communication will break a whole lot of barriers, a whole lot of bondage that we are in and not realizing we're in it, because we've never taken the time to communicate with one another and really express our feelings and ourselves, because you're not sure if you express it, this is what the person would want. Or if I express it, maybe the relationship will come to an end. So let me just keep it within me and die with it. Then your relationship will not blossom the best that you will, or you yourself in that relationship will not be the best, because you're always doing it to hold on to somebody or to hold on to something. And sometimes down the line, they're usually gone, because it was all based on manipulation. Just be you. Put all the cards on the table, be you. If the person doesn't like you the way you are, then that's fine. Then they were never meant, that was not the reap or the person that created to complete you, or the person not complete, but to empower, to build you up, to support you to get to the levels that life or that your purpose and will was supposed to be. You know, the beautiful thing in life is our past enhances us to get quickly to our destiny. Every situation, everything that happens to you, if you see it as happening for a reason and a purpose, you're able to take all the lessons, empower yourself, and aim for a better future. And so you're able to be a blessing, not only to yourself, to other people, to family and friends around you, and to the next generation behind us. Dig deep as we improve ourselves and become better people. Thank you so much. Bye-bye. Stay with us. Check our website. Follow us on social media. And do not forget to like and subscribe. Thank you.